What is up, everyone? Michael Damon back with you with the latest episode of Starbeam.one, Stand Up and Shine and Chill. A little series I put together to keep you up to date with my project, Starbeam.one. And I've been at this for over 3 years now. Really difficult to accept that, but here we are, and it's based after agile methodology to keep you up to date, let you know what I've been working on, what I'm going to be working on, and any sort of friction points I'm encountering, and it turns out so much more. Let's begin. Okay, starting out with program notes, and we're in Alpha 1, we're developing Alpha 2 features, and we're going to get into that a little bit of what that means and when we can expect that to occur. And yesterday we hit 500 sales and had a few more this morning. Just unbelievable, right? And it's just, when you think about it, it's just starting, it's just beginning too, which makes it even better. And we'll get into that a little bit more with the next slide here with a statistic. And I kind of want to introduce this thing, getting into Alpha 2, what we're going to be working on. It's kind of wanting to direct your attention to this whole daily streams versus premium streams. So, we've been doing kind of, this whole model is based after Patreon. And, with Patreon, we've got, $5 a month. It's also with Ko-Fi as well. Basically subscriptions, right? So you pay an artist $5 a month or $10 a month, however much. And then what we're doing is we're taking that $5 or $10 a month. Right now we're just using $5 and we're dividing that into 20 working days of the month. And so that equals about 25 cents. So that's a daily stream, right? So you produce one, and this works really well with AI art, which is why we're doing that. And so we're doing one AI art image per day, and that's the model right now. But we're also going to be introducing these premium streams, and the premium streams are more like NFTs, and we're starting to add these other kind of streams that you can use to supplement your income and generate more revenue this way. So we've got the daily streams, which is one picture per day. It's more of a subscription based. Then we got these premium streams that I'm working with, and it's more of a NFT experience. So we're thinking right now, we're going to start you off with like $10 of what we call a capacity. So you have $10 to work with. And if you want to issue, say, 5 licenses at 2 flares each, flare or dollar, however you want to say, I got to get in the habit of saying flare. But you have 10 flares, which is $10 of capacity. And you could divide that up into however many you want. So you could just say like, a quantity of 5 at 2 flares. So that's $10. And you can issue all of them at once. Or you can just say, I want to issue 5 licenses at 1 flare, and that's just only $5, and you have 5 and remain, and you can do another product that way. So that's kind of what we're working with here with this premium stream. And I've always had this idea, but we're starting to onboard artists, and this whole daily stream, if you're familiar with Patreon and you're okay with that, it works just fine. But other people are now, we're onboarding them, and they want that NFT experience, and it's always been in the plans, but we're kind of accelerating that a little bit. So let's get into that a little bit, starting here first with the statistics. Statistics and dashboard. Man, I'm kind of getting to the habit here of just going to the front page. I should probably put this in the dashboard, but it's so obvious on the front page. I have a difficult time putting it to the dashboard sort of thing. So I'm actually checking 2 places. It's front and center, right? So these are the sales that we're making, how many artists we have. We got one more artist. We kind of slowed down a little bit. We just had to catch our breath a little bit with all the features that we're developing. And we're getting to the point where we're going to start pushing a little bit more again. But we now have 17 artists. We're actually onboarding another artist here. We might be 18 next time we go through these stats. Hopefully a little bit more too. And then we've got 27 collectors. In fact, we have a new collector. We have a new collector as of today. That used to be 26 and now it's 27. So there you are, a real-time stat there. We got a new collector. That's awesome. And we hit 500 sales, and that's just amazing too. On full sales volume here of 145.25 flares is $145 all-time sales, and we can get to this is the front page, I do believe. Yeah, this is the front page. So you just go to our alpha.starbeam1, that will take you there, and you can look at here the sales volume, and then go to our dashboard for more statistics, which is what this is all about. And so we're going to talk about this, kind of scroll through here, and if you want to you can get to it from the front page. You can also get to it from it. You don't even have to be logged in. You can go to the hamburger menu here and click on dashboard, and it will take you to this. And I'm so excited about our new collector. Just, I'm putting a little bit of tweets out there, and you never know who's going to reply. And it looks like someone replied. So just so awesome, right? And look at these visitors, right? So we're now getting, we can see we're getting over 100 connections per day. it's just starting to grow, and it's really great to see. We're getting a lot of activity. We already have 58 connections for today, and so we can go through. We've got new user accounts, and I don't think this is that one new user. I bet you if in about an hour we'll look at this, and that should say 1. So we've got 2 so far this week. We probably have 3 with that new collector, and this is the breakdown. We're getting everyone is from Twitter, as you can see. So I'm spending all my time, so that makes a lot of sense here. And so now we're getting here to the production statistics. We're issuing probably about 10, I'd say 10 or 12 a day. And, right now we've got one artist right now, Zoe, out there. A shout out to you. They are selling 3 licenses per day right now. So that's 75 cents or 3/4 of a flare per day, and that's how it's supposed to work, right? So what we do is we give you 1 license to sell, and then you have to prove. It's sort of like a little bit of a game, right? And this is using the daily streams, right? And so if you prove to the system you can sell at 1 license a day, well, the system then gives you 2 licenses per day, and it grows from there. And now Zoe is up to 3 per day, and that's just amazing. So we can just move down here. We've got 9 sales so far today for $2. You can see we're starting to grow, right? And it's just really it's getting in this past week alone. It's just a fraction of, or a certain percentage of all-time sales, right? So we're getting 20 per day. So we're getting anywhere between $2.50 to $5 a day. It's just really amazing, right? And again, we haven't really, this is all organic marketing, right? We haven't done any sort of expenditures or any sort of spending on marketing. It's all just organic, going out into Twitter and say, hey, check this out and see how that works. So it's just doing really well right now. And so just kind of getting through here, and kind of getting to the important part is, does this equal 0? And it does. And so, that's just sort of the balance sheet there, making sure that the debits equal the credits, and they do. All right, let's go to the next slide here. Okay, so what did I do? Man, I've just been getting into a marketing routine. I would say that 80% of my time right now feels like it's in marketing. Like I'm on Twitter and I'm like learning this thing, because I'm not only marketing my product, but I'm also, this is how I make money, right? So I'm not taking a salary from this project. I am making money from selling. I'm using the product exactly how I want others to use it, right? And that's how I'm making my money. And so I have to produce product, and I have to get into a routine with that, and hope I make sales. So that's always, it's just a challenge of learning all that. And then on top of that, I have to shill my product to everyone there in Twitter and learn how to do that. And so just getting the marketing and, establishing what works and what doesn't work, and mostly what doesn't work still at this point, but actually we're getting a little bit of traction. We got a collector right there, a live collector right during the filming here. So that's amazing. And then, of course, just kind of talking with artists and collectors, although that really hasn't been taking much of a precedence these past few weeks, but it's still there, right? We're still wanting to grow. We're still wanting to onboard artists and collectors and just getting that work. So, so the final thing here is artist features, right? There's a lot of time has been getting to get artist features on board and or implemented and having that work. And so we now have the ability to thank people who purchase from us, and we can do that in bulk. And we also have starting a little bit of a customer relationship management portion for our sales marketplace for our artists. So our artists can look in their customers, see who have bought from them, and have an idea of who bought the most from them, and they can do bulk acknowledgement. So if you've been sitting around and you're not as diligent as maybe like I am with every single purchase, I'm going and I thank everyone as soon as possible. Of course, I'm on the app, 24 hours a day. You can go through and just do a bulk acknowledgement now, and it works. So that's what I did. Let's talk about what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so what am I doing, right? So we talked about what I did, and, there's a few things that I've been wanting to get done with the administration application, and I'm doing that now. So the administration application, as you probably remember from previous episodes, just a way of letting me see what's happening it's sort of like a database. It's sort of like an application that kind of just peeks into the database directly and lets me look through that, so I don't have to go to the database all the time and do joins and whatnot. So there's a few reports that I still need to pull out, and also just have the information there, so I don't have to keep peeking. Anytime I find myself peeking into the database, I think this is what needs to go into the administration application. So I'm at a point right now where I can do that. So I have about a day left to work with that. And then after that, it's getting to these publishing streams, right? So right now, like I mentioned earlier, we have this daily stream where, there's 2 different models. There's 2 different modes of thinking. You have a daily stream, and you have a certain market the Patreon market, that are really happy with that, really comfortable. And I'm in part of that as well. And, do one, it makes a lot of sense with AI art. You're making a lot of AI art out there, and you're pushing a lot of AI art out there, but there's that 1 image per day that you might want to sell. And that's how that works, right? So there's the daily stream, and that makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. But then there's this whole NFT-ish element. It's more like for the premium stream, right? And it works a little bit differently, right? And also, there's people that are familiar with paying a little bit more money for NFTs. They see that 0.25 and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to them. So there's a lot of friction there, right? And so we want to have this offering that will speak to the NFT crowd, and it's a different market, right? And so, and I'm also part of this as well. I'm actually in both markets. So I can see myself doing a daily stream and I can see myself doing this premium stream because I have traditional art, right? I do drawing, I do digital drawing. And so I want to use the AI art for my daily stream. And then when I get a digital drawing done, I do a premium stream. So I'm in both markets as well. And so that is what we're working on. And so after that is done, kind of peeking into what's going to happen after that is subscriptions, because the daily stream, the daily stream is meant for you to subscribe to it. And so you've got your daily stream that can be subscribed to, and then you got your premium stream, which is kind of more of like standalone, more like NFTs, right? So just like a digital standalone product, and it just sits there, and you issue however many you want, and then people can buy from them when they please, and you don't have to worry about it. With the daily stream, you got to be at it, right? You have to. It's takes a little bit more, care or a little bit more attention to it. But with these standalone products, they're just more the premium stream. It's just more of like, I'm going to issue these and wait for them to sell, sort of thing. So that's kind of how that works. And also there's capacity as well. The daily stream, it grows with you, right? It's meant for you it's supposed to gauge your audience and let you know how many you can sell. So you build your audience around that, and the subscriptions are going to help with that. So that's hopefully that explains a little bit more. And we can now move on to the next section here. Man, Friction Points, Harold is all alone, and there's only one task here. Sorry, Harold. Hide the Pain Harold here has been with me for many months now as we have gone through these friction points, and it got really bad a while, but now it's really great. And you'll notice that we no longer have Office 365. That is for you, Dev. Mentioned mentioned that you always show Office 365. Why? And I was like, well, it's just one last time. It was that green check mark to say we're no longer working with that Office 365 ticket. That feels resolved to me. But we have this one ticket left that is outstanding, and it's kind of a pain because every time that this is more of a friction point than the Office 365, which was like more of a 1 or 2. This is more like a 3 or 4, possibly a 5 out of a scale of 10, with 10 being the worst sort of thing. And what's happening is that after I deploy to Azure, we get errors, and I have everything configured, and it's been confirmed that it's been configured, and it happens each time that I deploy with a particular application, and it's a partial deployment. So if I deploy the entire environment, which takes about 10 minutes, by the way, it's really slow, everything works fine. But if I just deploy one application in the environment, I start getting these really weird errors that should not happen. As far as I can tell, there have been 0 resources provided to me from the Azure support team about what could be going on and how I can address it, sort of thing. So it's really it's starting to grow a little bit of an agitation because I'm not getting any communication from them about what is going on with this, and it's very slow. Like it's almost been a week since I've gotten the last one. I'm going to have to start getting my NAG cannon ready to start asking a little bit more information, because it's just very little information. And so, it's still happening, right? So every time I deploy, I get these errors that are showing up from people that are encountering it. What happens is things aren't loading, like images or files or SQL queries, anything involving, which is a lot, like the entire application is basically a SQL application sort of thing. And so whenever that happens, it's like, well, this is really kind of disruptive, and it's very surprising that if I am doing this, or if I'm encountering this in production environment, it should have a little bit more priority. But that's it. That's all. It's only happening when I'm deploying, which I'm trying to keep that down to a minimum. And so, that's the worst. It's not too bad, right? So there have been worse than weeks than this, and so I'm just counting my blessings here. Effectiveness level. So it's a little bit higher for me. This episode effectiveness level is kind of an emotional check-in of how, morale, how do I feel about the product, how effective and how efficient I feel with the code that I'm working on, which is kind of like my telltale sign. Like, how much code am I getting done? And it's still not a lot. I'll have moments where I'm okay. It's a little bit better. I was a 3.5 last time, but I'm like a 4.5 now. It's just really difficult, right? I'm juggling support, I'm juggling marketing, and I'm getting better. I feel like I'm getting better, and I feel like there might be a point where I'm actually going to get a little bit a better score here. But I'm just, right now I'm really like I'm talking about this code, right? These streams. I want to have the daily stream. I want to have the premium stream, and I want to be strategic about it. I don't want to spend too much time. I want to get this done. I've got 21 days budgeted for it, I think. And I want to get it done in 10. I want to have something deployed in 10 days where people could be like, okay, we can start pushing this to more NFT people. We could feel comfortable with that because I think they'll get it, right? It just takes, one NFT person to be like, yes, this is better than what we have right now with other networks and whatnot. And hopefully we can get some success with that. So so that's kind of where I'm at. A little bit less than half there, but not too bad sort of thing. Okay, that's it. That's the final slide there. And now, I did a little bit of a check here between the slides here to look, and I'm feeling really sheepish because that extra collector that I was so excited about was me. I went through it this morning and I did a test for a new feature that I was working on. And it actually wasn't a feature. It was just it was a fix. It's a performance fix. And so I was making it so that the collections, they seemed a little slow when you were paging through them. So if you were looking through your profile collections, they were slow. And so I deployed a new fix. But in order to test it, I tested it in staging. But this change affected so many different places, and I just wanted to make sure that it worked in production. And the only way you can really do that is if I went through and I did a sale, and then I did a resale. And so I went through the whole process there, and they all worked. But in order to do that, I needed to use another account that I owned, and I could probably had someone else try it, but I didn't want to burden them with costs or anything like that. And so I went through and I did a sale and resale. So mystery solved. I guess I kind of padded the stats there with an extra collector. So anyways, kind of just want to be transparent about that, but also be like, oh yeah, I should remember that. Anyways, just wanted to thank everyone out there for your time. And if you made it this far with all me rambling, super respect and props to you as well. And I just want to thank you for all the sales that are happening right now and all the support. It's just really amazing. And we're in the holiday season here, so happy holidays to everyone out there. I got one more episode here where I'll be saying that as well. But it's December. It's a great time of year. So thank you again. Until next time, stay safe out there and stay bright. And goodbye.